Number 15, Infinite Fractals. This video is a visual and audio experience that will likely make you quite uncomfortable. These fractals are simple geometric figures that are meant to confuse the eyes and make it hard to focus on one point at a time. The shepherd's tone is a type of auditory illusion that seems to grow higher and lower, but is actually not doing this. If you play this video at random points, it will sound like the start of the tone rising or falling, but if you start earlier and go forward, you will never find a point that sounds like the beginning of the tone. When these two illusions are put together, viewers have reported feelings of falling or floating. While to some this can be quite relaxing, to others it is similar to the terrifying feeling of falling before awaking from a dream. In fact, people have claimed that when they play the shepherd's tone near a sleeping friend, they will have a dream where they fall and awaken. Add the confusing imagery of fractals and you've got yourself quite a trip. Number 14, Daddy Longlegs. If you're afraid of spiders or creepy crawling things of any sort, this is bound to terrify you. Even if you don't have a problem with spiders, a mass this big can make you itch. The video is exactly what it looks like. The original poster was walking through some woods in Arizona and came across this bundle of Daddy Longlegs spiders. He first touches them gently with his hand and several of them disperse from the group. He then brings a stick into the mix and pulls the spiders almost like gum stuck to a wall. This causes them to all fall and run apart, literally millions of legs stumbling all over one another. The description states that the spiders later reassembled near the ground. According to animals.com, spiders cluster for one of several reasons. Baby hatchling spiders huddle to stay safe from predators and to feed on the yolk of their own eggs. Other species of spiders cluster up for the same reasons, only that they are more mature in age. Clusters can be brought together for warmth, safety, or literally just to be social. Daddy Longlegs are a particular species that cluster up every autumn. The worst part of these mass clusters is that they are easily mistaken for moss, mold, or dirt, and you never know when they'll disperse. Sometimes it will happen unprovoked because the spiders are simply done in their group setting. Just be wary in areas where spiders may cluster, such as the sides of trees, corners of garages, basements, and attics, as well as in dark holes on wooden or concrete surfaces. Number 13, IBE area, past a locker to Jamie's area. Many viewers have claimed that this video is an avant-garde performance, or a social commentary presented in the form of a cluster of artistic ideas. The video was posted in January of 2008 and comes from a channel with very similar content. The name of this channel is YOW, and this video is part of an entire film by the title IBE Area, directed by Ryan Turkarton. The last upload to YOW was also in 2008, and there has been nothing since. The general summary of this disturbing video involves a lot of colorful paint, destroying what appears to be a set of some kind, possibly occurring in a theater class. There are also instances of dialogue such as,
"Oh my god, I hate this piece of wood!"
and
"Makes me feel like I don't have a friend, Shel."
The person who can be described as the main character of the video is covered in bright yellow and blue paint. She or he is also wearing bright green contacts and a short blonde wig. Since there's no real information behind this piece, the majority of ideas are just speculation. Even the IMDb page for the full film doesn't give much insight to any sort of message behind this artwork. Again, this piece is quite headache-inducing and will leave you overwhelmed and kind of scared. Plenty of skip shots, screaming narrations, and backwards tracks make this already clustered video even more unsettling. Number 12, United States subliminal messaging. From as early as the 1950s, America has had a love-hate relationship with its government. Many of the most popular conspiracy theories ever created are based around the US government's corruptness. This video was originally uploaded by user JZSD14ME in April 2012. The description reads, "This is an actual televised sign-off from the 1960s that I filmed in high speed and slowed down so that you can see what you're not supposed to see. This video shows that as the subtitles of the national anthem change, there are quick shots of different subtitles which say things such as, 'Trust the US government,' 'God is real and God is watching,' and 'Rebellion is not tolerated.'" The way that the messages are flashed unnoticeably at normal speeds is what ushers them into a category of subliminal messaging. If you're American, this will disturb you by the simple fact that the government is so untrusted and corrupt. Even if the subtitles are not real, someone was able to create this and get thousands of people to believe it, which is really just another factor to prove the government has a broken trust with its people. And if you're not American, you're likely still unsettled by the idea of an overbearing and untrusted government rule. Number 11, if. On the note of government, this video is quite disturbing. Plenty of people all over the world have expressed that they have an unexplainable fear of broadcast emergency messages. And an even larger number of people are afraid of nuclear bombs, and with good reason too. This video by Vsauce gives us an idea of what we would see on our televisions if there were to be a nuclear attack. America has an emergency alert system, which takes over all broadcasting in the case of emergencies. The system overtakes radio signals, TV signals, and can text cell phones. While this is particular to the US, there are several similar systems in countries all over the world. In this example of what the alert system would broadcast during a nuclear attack, you hear common alert sirens and a message about what is coming. The video overall is quite terrifying, as the host Michael goes into deep scientific and political details of several catastrophic events. This clip of the broadcast alone is sure to give you a scared sinking feeling in your chest.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. This is not a test. A nuclear attack is occurring against the United States. 4 nuclear missiles have been launched from unknown locations and are expected to strike the United States within the next 15 minutes.
Number 10, the number station. A number station is a type of radio transmission that can be found all over the world. They often involve a voice reading out numbers, phrases, letters, or codes. The voices are often females or children, although they can occasionally be male. Some of these broadcasts also include creepy music that resembles that from a music box or children's toy. The stations were used for secret communication amongst governments or government officials. Literally everything in the broadcast is part of a coded message. Most number stations were used before the end of the Cold War in 1989. It's not uncommon for many to still be operating either by choice of its creators or by a signal that was abandoned and never cut off. This number station, known as the Swedish Rhapsody, is one of the most popular and most disturbing. It features the voice of a young child reading out words and numbers in German, with occasional intermissions of creepy child's play music.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
People have claimed that even today the broadcast will occasionally interfere with other transmissions, and so it has become popular for being a haunted station. If number stations are interesting to you, the Con Archive channel has several other videos of similar transmissions. While the story behind number stations is more terrifying from a political standpoint, hearing something like this randomly cut into your radio in the middle of the night can be rather uncomforting. Number 9, Mama. This video was the original short film for Guillermo del Toro's motion picture by the same title. The film is loosely based on the Mexican folklore known as La Llorona, The legend dates back as far as 1502 and is believed to have come from the Aztec peoples. The story follows a mother who drowned her 2 children and now roams through the night wearing a soaking wet white nightgown, crying or moaning loudly about her dead children. The reason behind the death of her children varies amongst religions, but most commonly the mother drowned her children as revenge towards her husband who left her for a younger woman. The legend also entails that La Llorona will come for any children who are still awake. This aspect of the story is mainly used to scare children into behaving and going to bed on time. In the film by Del Toro, things take a different direction. 2 young girls are abandoned in the woods and adopted by the ghostly mother. When the children's uncle adopts them after they are found, the ghostly and quite disturbing figure begins to haunt the family in an attempt to get her children back. This version is a short film created before the major motion picture, although it's just as terrifying. The dark, floating, and shaky ghost stopping and charging towards the camera is the perfect form of jump scare. Even without the jump scares, the distorted body and dark face of Mama is terrifying, and certainly not something you'd want to see in the dead of night. For viewers who prefer their fear more audio-based, Mama lets out a heart-wrenching and bone-chilling groan as she cries for her children. Number 8. Creepy anime video. Most things related to anime are meant to be cute, or at the very least sexual, but this short animation seemed to have taken a very different turn. The title is in Japanese and says the following. If you know what it says, go ahead and comment down below. The video starts off as what appears to be a very happy, cutesy anime intro, but about 20 seconds in, the screen switches to static and the audio becomes distorted. The rest of the video is an array of creepy anime characters with huge smiles and empty eyes. There's also a main blue-haired character that smiles in front of the images of death, crawls on all fours over rocks, attacks random people, and has interjections of negative color screen time that adds an even deeper level of what the fuck. The video was uploaded in 2009 and the description reads, "Notori has gone mad." This is in reference to the young blue-haired female character whom is the center of the video. Notori Kawashiro is a character from a Japanese game show which translates to Urban Legend in Limbo. The general idea behind the creepy video is that it was fan created. Unless you know Japanese, you likely won't know what the demonically voiced narration is saying over the disturbing images of this character being a psychopathic, ghostly murderer, despite that not being part of her character in the game at all. Number 7. Japanese Hospital Ghost. From the same region as our creepy anime creation, we find yet another gem of disturbing footage. This video is likely one of the most popular videos online when it comes to ghosts and the supernatural. It has been viewed over 1 million times on YouTube, and even more so on other platforms. The video even begins with a warning that many viewers have been driven to insanity after seeing this. A female news reporter is on the scene of a very creepy abandoned hospital. She claims that the hospital went bankrupt and became a popular spot for teens interested in ghost hunting or just getting a scare. The teens apparently say that every photo taken there has a spirit, ghost, or disturbing image somewhere in it. The scene cuts to the woman doing some interviews about photos that have been taken there. Sure enough, the photos feature ghostly apparitions. The reporter is told by her crew that they are going into the hospital, and she is clearly already scared.
嫌ですよ。写真撮ってくるんですか、こん中入って。やめましょうよ。
Once inside the building, they find a camera that was likely left behind by the group that was interviewed. While the reporter goes through the photos, which are filled with spirits, she looks up and screams.
なんだろう。
The footage is slowed down to show that there was a figure standing in the doorway behind them, which is what scared the reporter. After this, the man goes on to investigate further and sees through a mirror a group of doctors standing around an operating table, but he can only see them through the mirror outside of the room they are in.
Huh?
There's a pretty great jump scare when he turns the camera and sees a ghostly surgeon holding what appears to be a bloody, disfigured dead baby. It is of course a staged video, but the jump scare and genuine feel at the beginning makes it pretty nightmare inducing, especially if you have an underlying fear of hospitals. Number 6, 6 Feet Under, The Egg Dream. This video is a clip from the HBO series 6 Feet Under, which ran from 2001 to 2005. The series is a drama that follows the lives of the Fisher family who own a funeral home. Although there are underlying tones of comedy, such as in the beginning of this scene, the main character David is having a strange dream where he is on the farm that resembles that of a children's show stage. His friend pulls up on a tractor and a female wearing a very large puppet head walks out with a basket of eggs, which she offers to David. The giant puppet head is freaky enough due to its movements and details. However, the more disturbing part of the scene comes after David bites into a rock-hard egg and looks down to see a disfigured doll-like baby in the basket. Number 5, clip 095.mp4. This video has been posted as a found footage video and can be found on other channels dealing with creepypastas, found footage blogs, and other related things. However, its origins and intent are quite unknown. The video is a static, distorted VHS style clip of a masked figure, a dark room, a cryptic message, and yet another terrifying figure with no arms waddling through what looks like snow. There's not much else to be said on the video, but if you're the kind to be freaked out by found footage or unknown messages, or even confusing dark imagery in general, this is definitely for you. Number 4, Don't Move. The short film, directed by Anthony Melton, was nominated for Best Horror Short and Special Effects Makeup in the 2004 FilmQuest Film Festival. The plot follows 6 friends who have gathered for a game night around a Ouija board. We enter the scene with several friends already dead. Through the course of the short, we find that they have unleashed a demon which will kill them, but only if it can sense them move because it is deaf and blind. So the friends are stuck perfectly still as their life depends on it, wherever they were when the demon came out. Just thinking about trying to stay perfectly still in strange positions while completely struck with fear is unsettling enough. But once you see the grotesque demon, which is followed by a thick black fog, come out on scene, it takes a complete turn. The short goes on to show the demon tearing them apart in gruesome, bloody ways. To save any spoilers from this great short, go and have a watch for yourself. Of course, there are a couple jump scares, but the end has quite a twist that you've got to see for yourself. Number 3, Robert the Doll. The legend comes from a young boy named Robert Eugene Otto, who received this doll as a gift from his family's maid who is said to have practiced voodoo. The doll was named Robert after his owner. Eugene would often blame Robert for things that would go missing or break around the house. As Eugene grew up, he became a well-known artist. He preferred to work alone with only Robert by his side. Once Eugene got married and moved to a new home with his wife, he still had an obsession with the doll that his wife looked down upon. The doll eventually got his own room in the house, and passerbys would say that they could see Robert staring at them, waving, moving, and other things. Eugene began to have violent fits, at the end which he would say was Robert's fault. This video comes from the Travel Channel. Give the video a watch for more information on this creepy doll. Even just the looks of this doll are quite unsettling, especially for our viewers who have a fear of dolls.
Robert's influence seemed to grow stronger and stronger.
A plumber working alone in the turret room with Robert fled the house in terror. He later said he'd heard Robert giggling.
Robert is now in the East Martello Museum. Visitors say that they have witnessed the doll's expression change before their very eyes, and experts in paranormal happenings say that the doll has a spirit of its own. There are also stories that go further back, which claim that the maid was pregnant when she came to Otto's home, and her child died after 2 months because she wasn't fed properly. This leads many to believe that the soul in the doll of Robert is the maid's child that passed. Number 2, Body of a Pig. This video was uploaded by Devin Raymond in mid-2007. This is allegedly an EVP that was found while exploring an undisclosed location. The EVP, once slowed down and cleared up, says, "I have the body of a pig," followed by a deep laugh or pig-like grunting. A photo from the same scene is also included in the video, and a pretty disturbing creature or being can be seen. Some say it's fake, some say it's a demon, some say it's a ghost. Either way, watching something like this in the middle of the night will make you turn a light on. Just the audio alone is haunting. Number 1, the Croatian Stalking Tape. This video is another found footage video from Croatia. It follows 2 young men walking through parks, doing parkour, and overall just fooling around. The boy operating the camera explains that the camera is new, so they're testing it out. At one point they see what they believe to be a shadow of an older man peeing in some bushes, but they see him again later, and this time he approaches them. He is wearing a sack over his head and walking very strangely. The boys think that he is drunk, so they joke around with him, but he begins to chase after them, so they run away.
Nemam pojma, daj ga šutni, ja ne znaš. Daj ga šutni.
Neću se. Mislim da je pijan, nešto.
Okej, mislim da idemo. Ajmo mi odavde, ajmo.
They are outside of a building when, almost out of nowhere, the figure returns. He chases them again and the camera cuts out. But in the next scene, they're inside some sort of apartment building. They open the elevator, and for literally a second, the same figure can be seen standing inside as the elevator doors open. It is rumored that the 2 teens went missing after this, and the police found the camera. The police allegedly released the footage to try and identify the stalker, although they never did. Thanks for checking out this countdown. Be sure to subscribe as we upload new videos every week. It'd really mean a lot if you join the notification squad by clicking this gear button, checking this box, and then clicking save. See ya.